It's Luigi here. You're at my baking lab. I posted a picture of me and my son Jesse making bread, I believe earlier on the week on Facebook, and I had a few responses to put a little tutorial together. So what I'm going to do today is show you how to make a simple loaf of white bread using basically 3 ingredients, no other equipment than a bowl, some measuring cups and spoons, and good old-fashioned hands. So let's get started. So ingredients wise, we have Robin Hood all-purpose flour. You can use bread flour as well. It's all the same. And we're going to go 2.5 cups. Make sure your cups are level. There's 1. There's 2. And a half. Next is some Himalayan salt. You can use table salt or sea salt, and you're going to use a half a tablespoon for salt. Nice and level. Sprinkle it in and just give it a stir so it incorporates with the flour. Perfect. Next up is some dry yeast. You can use fresh yeast or pizza yeast. The quick rise is the best. And you're going to use a full tablespoon of yeast.
6. Okay, I did 2.
Now this is more than what is normally required in a bread recipe, but all it does is speed up the process so we can have your bread baked and ready to go in probably just over 2 hours. And you're going to stir that in there as well. Alright. Next step. Make a little funnel inside the flour. I don't know if you can see that from there. You're basically just pushing it off to the side. And you're going to use 315 milliliters of warm water. Not extra hot, not cold, somewhere in the middle. Alright, you're going to pour 3/4 of it into that funnel, and you're going to take your hand like you're making a claw, and you're just going to make a circle and fold it together, mix it together until it starts combining. Again, I'm not sure if the camera's catching this, but you'll get a feel for it when you try this at home. Pour the remaining water in. It's starting to form somewhat of an identifiable shape here. Warning, your hands will get sticky and wet. That's the beauty of making bread by hand. Alright, if you have a little plastic scraper or a spatula, you're going to scrape out what you've done onto a clean working surface. Put that aside, and now you're going to start kneading the dough by hand. A lot of different ways to do this. You can use your palm, fold it over, palm, fold it over, palm, fold it over, or take your hands, palms up, and you're going to make like an OK sign. You're going to lift underneath about 1 inch or so, squeeze with that OK sign, slam her down. Reset it, do the same thing so you can feel the dough blending together with the gluten, etc. I'm not going to get all scientific on you. So this can go on for about 5 to 10 minutes depending on your experience. And we'll do that for a little bit longer and we'll be back. Alright, how do you know when it's ready? Use the back of your hand and it shouldn't stick to it anymore. That gives you an indication that the bread's ready to go on to the next step. Alright, next step. Flour your surface. Leave your dough there to rest for a minute or two. And then we'll come back and we'll show you how to shape it. Okay, now we're going to shape the dough. We're going to use just a basic a basic round technique. Well, you take the top of the loaf, fold it halfway over, take your thumbs and the heels of your palm and gently push it away from you. Rotate it counterclockwise, do the same thing. Don't push it too hard because you end up tearing the dough. We just want to shape it at this point. Again, counterclockwise, pull from the top, push with your thumbs and the heels of your palms. Bring it back over, bring it back over. Okay. Flour your table once again. Let it sit. We're going to cover it with a bowl or a tea towel if you have, so there's no air getting to it, it won't dry up. And we're going to let it do its first fermentation, or proofing as you may know it as, for roughly anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes. Again, we sped up the process by increasing the yeast, and we'll be back for the next step. Alright, I'm back. So the first fermentation or proofing has taken place. About 20 minutes has gone by. The dough is basically doubled in size. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to shape it. This is at the point here where you can shape it into little rolls if you wanted, but today we're working on making a round loaf. So it's the same kind of process in the shaping. Pull from the top, fold it over, push with your thumbs and your palms, heels of your palms, turn it over clockwise, same thing. And now you can add a little bit more pressure. You'll see the dough is releasing some air as you're putting it through, and then you'll just, sorry, I go into my normal mode here. I can do it with one hand, showing off a little bit. And now you have a tight ball. Now what you're going to do is take a baking pan, some parchment paper, sprinkle some cornmeal on top, and you're going to put that in the middle. Get a tea towel, and you can actually get this damp with some warm water. Make sure you really rinse it out. And you're going to put it over, and you're going to walk to your oven. place it in the oven, make sure the light is on. So now there's no air circulating in there. You'll create a little bit of heat with the light, and it'll help the final fermentation or final proofing process. Should take anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes, probably closer to 20. And we'll be back and we'll show you how to bake it. Final steps. So the loaf is doubled again in size, and when you push on it, you'll see it comes back. That's when you know it's ready to go in the oven. So what we're going to do now is take a little bit of flour and just sprinkle it on top. Okay? And we're going to score the bread. If we don't score the bread, it will create an air pocket at the top because the air can't release. So we're making a few cuts on top so the air releases. It's also the signature of a baker. So you can use a bread lame, you can use a serrated knife, you can use scissors, whatever you have on hand. Today we're going to do a polka cut, which is basically a diamond pattern. Okay, there we go. The oven to go in the oven. Oven's reached. I'm using a Dutch oven. So make sure you got your gloves on. All you're going to do is grab from the corners. Drop it in the Dutch oven. Put your gloves back on. Close the top. Back in we go. Okay, so 500 degrees for 5 minutes. Then you're going to drop it to 450 for another 15. Then you're going to take your lid off your Dutch oven for another 5, and then remaining 3 minutes just take the loaf out of the Dutch oven and leave it on the grill just to get complete color. If you're not using a Dutch oven, just put your pan in the oven, 500 degrees for 5 or 6 minutes, then drop it to 450 and bake it for another 23 minutes or so, or 25 minutes or so, until it's cooked. We'll see you when it comes out of the oven. Before the bread comes out, it's the last 5 minutes with the top off. I'm going to show you what it looks like before I put it in for the last 3 minutes. That's what it looks like at the moment, and I'm going to give it just a few more minutes. Back in the oven. And see you in 2 minutes. You can see it's got nice color and crust. Here's the test. You bat it and it sounds kind of hollow. That means it's cooked all the way through and you're ready to go. We'll come back once it cools off and show you the inside. And here it is. Final product, still a little bit warm. Around here, my wife and kids want to eat it when it's smoking hot. I don't recommend that, but if you can't wait, cut her open. This is what it looks like. You can still see the steam coming out. It smells fantastic. The crust is crispy. Right? The old saying, give a man a loaf, he eats for a day. Teach him how to bake, he never goes hungry. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We're going to enjoy this loaf of bread with some old school super satay and cheese and eggplant and olives. I hope this helps you guys kill some time. You can do some fun baking with your kids, and it's an essential skill that maybe who knows how long we're locked up for that you can use down the road. Bye for now.